Shalom. And I want to start off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chodesh. Double honors to my teachers, that apostles, and others of the millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening. Wish you for it to spread the truth and sincerity, and your few Akim as well, that's listening in sincerity. I am the brother, Achaya from the camp, GMS Montreal, coming back with another lesson. And the bitters are necessary in the truth. Okay, because we know this truth comes with sweet, but also there's bitters that comes with it. Okay, it's just like the Apostle John in the book of Revelation when he took the little book. What did it say? I think it's in 19. Let me see. So when he took the little book, it was sweet in his mouth, but it went down when it went down. It said it was bitter in his belly. So this is Revelation 10 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 9. And I went unto the angel, and he said unto him, and I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me, give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up. What's that little book? Is the scriptures. Okay? And eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And that's a fact, man. You know what I'm saying? When you first receive this truth, it's sweet in your mouth. It's a good news. You love it. And afterwards, when you start really digesting it, it starts entering into your stomach, then you start to experience the bitter parts of the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Having to suffer, having to go to the fire to be proven to the Lord. That's when those bitter starts to kick in, man. You know, where certain parts of the scriptures, they're hard to there's hard sayings, okay? Yeah, I'm saying when it enters into you, you know, it becomes better, man. Because coming to the truth, it requires change as well. You can't be the same old man as aforetime. You have to change, you know? And when that changing stage starts, hey, it could be better, man. Because you have to get rid of old habits that's not according to the ways of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That could be bitter. But hey, it's necessary, man. How else are you supposed to purge out those toxins that's within you? You know what I'm saying? Just like, hey, when you eat bitters, eating bitters, man, is beneficial for you, man. You know, the certain bitters you eat, man, hey, it takes out certain toxins from your body, man. So it's the same thing with these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, continuing on in verse 10, it says, And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and I ate it up, and and it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I'd eaten it, my belly was bitter. You see? So when the apostle John ate it, right? Just like the angel said, it will be sweet in his mouth and bitter in his belly. Hey, that's what he experienced as soon as he ate it. You know what I'm saying? And likewise for us, where we're undergoing the same process. Because in order to be a preacher, a prophet, to go out there and teach unto the masses, you have to eat the whole roll. You have to eat the whole book, the bitter and the sweet. You can't choose one and then, I only want the sweet, man. I don't like bitters like that. Nah, it doesn't work like that, man. Right? Oh, let's continue. It says, verse 11. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many people, and nations, and tongues, and kings. Right? So, when he ate that book, the angel told him, Hey, you must go again and prophesy before nations, tongues, and people. Right? And that did happen. Because what? John came back, and his lot to prophesy once more. Because what? The spirit of the prophets subject unto the prophets, because we know when you read in the history, because right here when the apostle received the visions to write down the book of Revelations, he was in the island of Patmos. Okay, that's why he was exiled in the salt mines, and he died there. So clearly here, when the angel said you must um, prophesy again before many people, it was referring in a future tense that he was going to come back in the reincarnation, okay, and be in his lot once more to be a prophet, okay. But really, the point I wanted to get from this was the fact that after he ate that whole roll with that little book, that's when he gave him that commandment, or told him about his future that he's gonna, prophesy again, you know, because hey, he ate the book, he got the understanding, you know, because the Lamb opened the seals of the book, okay, because chapter 10 goes into that, you know what I'm saying, of not chapter 10, I think chapter 5, yeah, chapter 5, I think, goes into how that the Lamb representing Yahweh Shai was worthy to loosen the seals for us to receive the understanding of the scriptures, okay. But I also want to get this in the book of Ezekiel, because Ezekiel had to undergo the same thing. Okay, the Lord told him to eat the whole roll. Okay, so this is the book of Ezekiel. Uh, let me see. Is it in 3? Let me see 3. Okay, this is Ezekiel 3 and verse 1. We'll start verse 1. And it reads, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat the scroll and go speak unto the house of Israel." Right. So the Lord told Ezekiel to eat the roll. Okay, well, that's another buzzword, or yeah, another buzzword you could say for the scriptures. Revelation was the little book, and here in Ezekiel in the Old Testament, it's telling you it's a roll. Okay, because you gotta understand too. Back then, um, so back then, there wasn't a Bible. Okay, our forefathers they had scrolls. Okay, they had scrolls, and they would read from different scrolls. Okay, they didn't have a book like we have today, where all the prophets' writing are contained within it. Back then, they had scrolls. So that's why here in the Old Testament, when we're reading, the Lord said for Ezekiel to eat the whole roll. Okay, to eat the whole scripture, and then go out and speak unto the house of Israel. Okay, because if you don't eat the whole roll, how else are you going to understand the Lord's message and proclaim it unto the masses? You won't. Okay, you got to eat the roll. Okay, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, because cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. It says, Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey for sweetness. You see? So Ezekiel ate the roll. It was sweet in his mouth, man. Right? It was sweet in his mouth. It was good news. Okay? That was the sweet side of the scriptures. That the Lord is going to destroy our enemies, destroy the heathen, come back and give us salvation. Okay? But also, with that sweetness, there's bitters. We must undergo a period where we're going to be tested. You know? We're going to be tested where, because hey, when you read Zechariah, chapter 13 and 8 on down, where it speaks about 2/3 being cut off and 1/3, being saved and passing through that fire. It says the 1/3 is gonna pass through a fire, man. That fire is not gonna be sweet. It's gonna be harsh. You're going to be tested. Your faith will be tested. That's bitter, man. That's a bitter aspect of this truth. But hey, the thing is, the Lord is preparing us to undergo that period of trial and temptation, because constantly, from our day to day, we're facing different obstacles, you know, different trials to get us ready for that time. You see? Let me see if there's more on this. That's the point on this one. It didn't really say the bitter part for Ezekiel, but regardless, there's still a bitter aspect of the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what's that? Hey, there's different laws in the scriptures that's a bit like, how do I say this? That gets you a bit um how do I say this? Since Jake is raised up in the West, you know, reading about our customs of the East, for instance, about the law of grape, certain of our people, they cringe up, because they don't understand. That could be a bitter for them, you know. But if you have the understanding the Lord is dealing with you, you gotta understand the law of grape, you know. But you have a lot of other people, especially these false camps, they read it, they don't understand it. And if we give the proper breakdown, the men from JMS, starting with apostles and elders, then they start slandering us. They start calling us grapists because they don't have the understanding. Because what? They rejected the bitters. They rejected the bitters, man. So therefore, they don't have that full understanding, you know. And when our people didn't want to hear, they don't want to eat the bitters, hey, they're gonna go to these teachers, these false teachers that's only teaching sweet, and take heed unto them. It says that. Let's start in Isaiah 30 and verse 10. I'll start at verse 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Yeah, that's our people. They naturally have a rebellious, stiff-necked heart. Okay, a rebellious mind. Okay, so that they don't want to hear the law of the Lord. Example that I just gave about the law of grape. Jake doesn't want to hear that because they're rebellious. They're rebellious. It says, verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So people, all they want to hear is smooth things. They want to hear the sweet, right? They don't want the bitter. They don't want to hear the things. It's like, oh shit, I have to change. What? You mean the Lord doesn't accept me as I am? What is this nonsense? I don't want to hear this. Let me go to Christianity. You mean to tell me I gotta cut my dreads? You mean I can get a lineup? You know what? Let me go to the IUIC. Right? Things of that nature, man. You mean I can't wear a hat? What? I'm gonna go to the Sakari. Because they only want to hear smooth things. They don't want to change. Okay? That's why it says in Timothy, the time will come they're not going to endure sound doctrine. Okay? This is 2 Timothy 4 and verse 3. It says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. You see? So we're in that time, man, where people cannot endure sound doctrine, but rather they're gonna go to doctrines that pleases their ears, that pleases them other things they want to hear, and we turn into fables and listen unto lies. You know, because fables goes into false doctrines. Something that was. Let's get it. This is fable. Um, in the Greek it says mythos. See, a myth. Hey, that's it. That's it right there, man. Mythos. Okay. It says a fiction, a fable, an invented, a falsehood. So they're gonna go to these things. Because if you take out bitters, you have to replace it with something else. What did they replace it with? With sweet. They corrupt the scriptures so that they can have more disciples, so they can have a bigger congregation. You know, because naturally, if people don't like something, they're gonna go somewhere else and go to something that fits their itchy ears. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm gonna put it up there, man. Bringing all the praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, the Dash. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. It's the best time in the page.